Boozed and Bothered on occasion may contain content that readers and listeners find offensive or distasteful. The views and opinions expressed on this podcast or on the articles on the website are solely those of the individual authors, speakers, and or guests, and do not necessarily reflect the views of Boozed and Bothered as a whole or the views of any of Boozed and Bothered's affiliate or parent companies and organizations. Enjoy the show.
France has banned guns.
They haven't hit a single target. All they've hit is children.
Now they're rolling down the street with a fucking Panzer.
You wouldn't just jump in and get all up in it?
All of a sudden, both take like 3 steps back and fucking look at me like I'm a weirdo.
Ice-T was coming to pick him up. 18th century relic, my fat fucking ass.
They're locking up the detergent.
Can we not take a turn in this conspiracy town, please?
I feel like there should not be 1,000 people on the freeway. Right?
Why the fuck not?
Knowledge could be anything, and nuts and
Do you think police brutality is an issue?
Oh wait, we're putting tinfoil on.
That's coming in through the bum.
Now I'm straight white male.
Derp, derp, derpy, derp, derp.
I'm not gonna get boozed and bothered about it.
Cheers to that. Not many. I think they're migrating
Yeah.
away now that the Kings are.
How many people did make it to the Kings game?
I don't know. We can
Not
find
a
out though.
lot.
Was it
yeah.
a home game? Because they just got done with a really long homestand.
What if they
and
just followed the Kings around and always boycotted wherever they were?
Oklahoma City is like,
Yeah.
oh, what is happening? We have never seen this many black people before.
Yeah.
We're chasing our platform.
They would honestly think it was the Bureau of Land Management.
I keep telling people this is a bad slogan.
Yeah.
BLM?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, BLM's not a slogan.
No.
It's
but
a bad initialism.
abbreviation.
Yeah.
What the fuck ever? It's bad
It's
decisions.
not an abbreviation.
It's an abbreviation.
Politicon is an abbreviation.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't is an
Acronym?
abbreviation. No, it's not an acronym.
It's not an acronym.
Acronym is a word you say, like scuba. Scuba is an acronym.
What does SCUBA stand for, actually?
Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
I hate everything.
Have you ever? So when I was working in Seattle and I was working for a vendor that the majority of our business was Microsoft. Naturally, a lot of our business leads and stuff came from Microsoft, and Microsoft has a book of acronyms.
Oh, jeez.
Internal acronyms. It's like super thick. It's like it's like as thick as Stephen King's The Stand. Or
they
is that
call it
not
Bova?
that's Tom Clancy? Sorry.
No, that's
Is that Stephen King?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it
Stephen
is
King.
Stephen. It's like as thick as Stephen King's The Stand. Like it's ridiculous.
like 1,000 pages plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so working there, I got real familiar with a lot of Microsoft acronyms. You know, people were like, "Oh, where's the SOW? Where's the?" And I was like, "The what?" And people would just, when I first started working there,
Just
people were
rattle
just
them off.
rattling them off. Oh, do you have the SOW? Do you have the blah blah blah? And I'm like, "What does that even mean?"
Right.
Like SOW, and I'm like, "I don't know what a SOW is." Like
A
statement of
sow
work.
cow.
I was gonna say like a cow.
Right. They're like, "No, a statement of work."
Guess who's from the country here?
Again, Bureau of Land Management.
Yeah.
That's all this is. Honestly,
The Bundy
all, my,
Ranch.
all of my acronyms and initialisms came from playing World of Warcraft.
Oh
You had to
wow.
know so many letter names.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
Be careful
literally,
when you
but
turn
wow.
your head.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It's tough because I like to look. I like to look around a lot.
Yeah. And just.
So I just need to be blinders on right here.
Well, you can like.
I think it would honestly. I
If
think
you
I'd
pivot-
probably do better recording in like a dark room by myself. So I
Yeah.
do nothing else. because I'm trained to make eye contact. So,
Yeah.
so whoever I'm like kind of addressing myself to, I have to look around.
Yeah.
Thank God there's not a mirror within view because I would have to make eye contact with myself.
Yeah, you can like pivot around the mic.
Yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
not used to it.
I know. We'll get there. We'll all
Yeah.
get there.
I should be used to it.
Yeah,
but
whatever.
I'm not. Yeah.
Have you been playing? Speaking of which, I know Jess got you a mic, right?
Yeah.
Have you been using that?
Have not opened it.
No.
No, I've been a little busy raising a child.
That's true.
Yeah. Baby comes first.
Baby does come first.
Oh man. Yeah.
That's fair.
But
How-
you should use that mic to record the baby.
I should.
among
Yeah.
other things. Yeah.
I did. I didn't show you guys. I did like the first 6 weeks. I like cut a little video together. It's like 15 minutes long. Like, adorable. I put music to it. It was awesome.
That's cute.
I cried while I was making it.
Oh, Jesus.
Listen. When you become a parent, you'll understand.
I've been trying.
Just ain't working out yet. You gotta
It's
try a
just
little
not
harder.
working,
yeah.
you know?
There isn't a uterus in that hole. At the end of
There
that.
could be.
At the end
I
of that.
believe in
Hey,
miracles.
hey, yeah. Through God, all things are possible.
Yes. These are the things we learn.
Yeah. Read the Bible. Weirder things
I can
have
do
happened.
all things
Weirder-
through Christ who
weirder
gives me
things have happened.
strength.
Yeah, all you got to do is pray during it.
Is there an opposite of praying the gay away?
I mean, you can send him home.
No, I mean an opposite. Though.
Oh
praying
no.
the gay toward you.
Lord in heaven, bring these homos. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Amen.
Yeah. Okay.
It just takes a little work, man.
Yeah. Takes
Oh,
a little
man.
bit of work and a nice milkshake. Bring all them boys to the yard.
I don't have a front yard. I live in an apartment, but
Yeah.
It's a figure of speech.
Bring them to the courtyard.
No. There's late at night, weird things happen in our courtyard.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Crackheads and the whatnot.
I'm just wandering through, and I'm like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "I'm just passing through, man." And I'm like,
Why?
"Pass through faster. What's wrong with you? There's streets on
Oh my
both
god,
sides
that
of this."
that reminds me of that night we were hanging out front, and I like had to like spit, and I spit off.
Did you hit
Yeah.
somebody?
And this dude was just riding through our courtyard. I didn't see him coming, and I didn't hear my spit hit the ground.
Oh.
I looked over, and I just saw him riding away, and I was
He
all,
loogied a vagrant.
and then
I'm surprised that you're not being marched on. Right
Listen, life already hit him hard. Your spit didn't
Yeah,
do anything.
true.
yeah. I was like, oh shit, sorry. I didn't
Yeah.
say it out loud. I didn't want to.
You guys are so nice. I don't apologize to anybody.
And Johnny was like, well, don't ride through people's courtyards.
Thank you.
That's a good point.
This is what the I'm saying. God. It's like those. It's like that. What did I read today? There was like some grandmother who was like sad because her child died because like he broke into some old man's house and the guy shot him with an AR-15, and she was like, he didn't need to die, and I was like,
Oh yeah, he was just a child who made some bad choices. He wasn't expecting to die.
I'm pretty sure that one of the things that parents are supposed to teach their children is that if you break into someone's house, you're probably gonna get shot.
Yeah. Stand your ground laws.
You should at least know that it's a possibility.
Yeah.
So
You know what I think?
Fuck
doesn't-
outta here,
You know what I
old
think
lady.
doesn't matter in that article? What type of gun it was.
it was yeah.
It could not matter less.
No.
Well, they only put it in the article because it's super scary. It's all the ARs.
Oh, guns. Like he may have not killed the kid if he had a different gun.
Yeah.
Well, I think
God forbid
I
it
think,
was a 45.
I think what the
Right,
general
or shotgun.
what the general media is trying to push is that if someone's shot with a handgun, it's somehow less dangerous, which is
I think this is a lot of people's misconceptions from video games because the pistol's not as good.
no, it's because the media's okay, like
Oh
literally
yeah,
in the
you're
past,
also wearing body armor in a video game.
in the past 3
Touche.
you're also wearing a video game while you're playing a video game. So let's talk about
Touche.
the real outcomes there. But no, like I have seen in the past like 3 days, at least, like multiple pieces written from like op-eds from doctors or whatever who are talking about I've never seen carnage like I've seen from a rifle shot or whatever. And I'm like, yes, because it's a more powerful weapon, but that doesn't mean that a bullet that doesn't rip you apart like a cantaloupe when it shoots a bullet into you
Right.
is any less deadly than the one that rips you apart like an apple.
Yeah, like a
You
22
fucking dick.
can still kill you just
God.
as easily.
yeah.
And I'm just
I mean,
like,
yeah, and then because
The
then you
margin
gotta,
of
then
error
you
is
gotta-
a lot higher.
Yeah, and then you gotta get into the discussion of like the types of rounds you're using, like home defense rounds, or like
Right.
hollow points, and they have like all kinds of new bullets, like the ones that like spiral out with splinters that shatter, and it's like
Give you AIDS.
yeah, but
Yeah. They lower your credit. They give you AIDS. These came out in the 70s. Yeah.
I think they call them the Reagan tips because you put them into bad situations and they ruin societies.
Here's the
just
thing, though.
trickles
They actually,
down.
yeah,
Just
fuck,
trickles
God damn it, no! I was gonna do a long setup for it. You motherfucker. I was so self-satisfied with that joke, and you just jumped on it like an asshole. Oh, you prick.
It's the classic Reagan joke. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to do.
Robert setting up a joke. Trickle down. Oh, I got it first. I'm back for 5 minutes, and you're stealing my fucking jokes.
Oh yeah, welcome back, Robert.
Thank you.
That's 8 minutes, by the way.
You know, I don't come on here to be corrected. It's good to be back, apparently.
Yeah.
It's something to be back.
Yeah.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers to that.
Cheers, girls.
Yeah.
Yes, queen.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, that goes down. How have you been?
Busy.
Yeah.
So I had to go back to work. I had to return to work from my
God, I
baby
hate
leave,
that.
from paternity leave. You hate having to go back from baby leave?
Yeah, at the end of every weekend for me, really just.
It's like paternity leave.
Yeah, I know your feelings.
So it was, I had 9 weeks off, and it was pretty awesome. And
I know what having babies like because
Yeah.
I have a puppy.
Yeah, it's the
Well, I
exact
have a
same.
cat, and she does not take any work at all. Here's some fucking food.
Yeah, I have to clean up significantly less poop from my cat than I do from the baby.
Right,
For sure.
right.
For sure.
Well, I should give you my cat. She shits all the time. And I'm just like, what am I feeding you?
I mean, does she have a litter box?
Yes.
She doesn't like it?
No, she doesn't shit all over the place all the time. She just shits all the time.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? My little 10-pound cat can fill a little kitty box up in like no time flat, and I just come home every day, and I'm like, why though?
Because I have a huge litter box, so I only have to do it like once a week. And by only do it once a week, I mean I do it every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No, it was
Cat
rough.
owners
The transition going back to work was rough.
I bet.
Like I knew it was coming, and I was really dreading it because I didn't want to go back to work.
Yeah.
And I found out like, oh, you have to keep working. You're not actually going to get laid off and give severance. So that sucked. They couldn't tell me whether I was going to keep my job or not. So that was like going into that sort of uncertainty is never fun.
No.
So now they're telling me, oh, you're going to get laid off in another 2 months. But
Sweet, let me know.
at this point, I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, I'm just going to keep showing up until you guys tell me to leave. That's honestly. But we've finally gotten to a good place. Like, I'll get home and I get to play with my son and I get to hang out with him and
Yeah.
put him down and like I can take care of him at nighttime. But there was a couple weeks back, where once we put him down to when I got up in the morning, if I tried to hold him, he was not happy.
Really?
He was screaming. Like, it felt like it was about me. Like, it was me and him were just not gelling.
Fuck you,
And it's- Yeah. Like,
Wait, but doesn't-
Here's the thing, because he'd be screaming in my arms.
Yeah.
Just so mad, red in the face, inconsolable.
Oh,
I'm trying everything.
Yeah.
I hand him to my wife, and he's calm in like 15 seconds.
Right.
Isn't that a
It's
thing
like-
that happens with some dads though?
Absolutely. It happens a lot more when the baby's exclusively breastfed and the dad, like, they don't do bottle feeding at all. So then the dad can't feed him because they won't take a bottle.
Oh, because he's like, what
All over
do I
back
get
and
from
forth.
you?
Yeah, he's all over the place. He's got formula, he's got milk, he's bottle fed, he's on the breast sometimes. So I fed him a lot, and I actually had a lot of success in the first few weeks. And he struggled with mom. So it went back and forth. So it's like she had a rough time, and then I started having a rough time right as I started going back to work.
Yeah.
So it felt really like a disconnect there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those problems that you can't pull away from.
Yeah. You just
You
gotta
just
keep.
have to, you just have
gotta
to lean
push
into
through.
it, and it just, it sucks so bad.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
stuck with him for another, what is that, like 13 years, 15 years?
18
Yeah,
years.
18 years.
Whatever.
18
It's
years
like-
At
minus-
minimum.
minus
At minimum.
14 weeks.
Nah, you can emancipate him at 14.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has to emancipate himself.
Yeah. Are you?
I can't make him. I can't make him leave. At that.
Right.
I can make him want to leave.
Yeah. You said you're exclusively breastfeeding, you guys?
No. It's
No.
some formula,
They're
but
doing a
mostly
mix.
breast milk.
Oh, okay.
we're
Got
doing
it.
a
Got it.
mix.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I get that.
It's been a wild ride, for
Yeah.
sure. Because he had a lot of health issues at the beginning. Nothing like life-threatening, but he had a
Yeah.
lot of eating problems where he had reflux, but he wasn't spitting up a ton, so his throat was sore, so he was
Yeah.
eating more than he should,
Sure.
or like, more than he needed to.
Okay.
So he took more milk, so he had to supplement with formula. Like, it was just all of this stuff for the
Right,
first
right.
couple months. But he's such a good kid. Like, he's super, like, like he does his chores or whatever, but he just poops himself and hangs out. But he's good with people. He likes hanging out. Like, he travels well. He doesn't hate the car.
That's good.
Like, for the most part, he's really agreeable.
No.
So, and he's my firstborn, so I love him a lot.
Yeah.
And I at work, like, most days it's usually 2:30 or so. Like, I get off at 5. By 2:30, I'm like, I just want to be home. I just want to be with my baby. I want to be with my wife. Like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Right.
But I'm more dreading my wife having to go back to work because
Oh.
that's gonna be a lot tougher.
Yeah.
When
that's
does
true.
she go back?
She goes back in after next week. She goes
So how are you guys gonna handle?
so she's gonna work from home Mondays and Fridays,
Okay.
3 days a week. So Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, we're gonna do daycare.
Okay.
We found a lady who, through my work, a guy recommended somebody
Super
who's-
reputable.
Yeah, it's like, oh, she's been doing it for 10 or 11 years. She's made a business out of it. She only ever has 6 kids. This guy who I've worked with for years, his 2 daughters go to her. So
Okay.
It's like, okay, I know some of the kids.
It's the
that
way
are
that always
there.
goes, though.
Yeah, it's
Parents
always
always find out.
Yep, word
They
of
always
mouth,
find out.
hearsay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we met with her. My wife really likes her. I really like her. She's it's reasonable pricing, and she's willing to do just 3 days a week because there's a lot of people who say, oh, you either do full time or not, or you
That does
have to pay for
happen.
full time. Even if they're only here for 3 days, you have to pay for 5 days. And that's not
Yeah,
the case.
it's really childcare is really weird, and a lot of it's because like there's so many like restrictions on becoming a childcare human person.
Yeah, right.
That makes it so
Child care
expen-
provider.
Yes, that makes it so expensive, and I think that part kind of sucks, and that's what really drives the cost. I mean, if you want to talk about government intervention, childcare is one of those things where it really
Yeah.
pushes costs up. But it's finding somebody. It always works out exactly like you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And then my wife works in social services. And she
Your
worked for,
wife.
yeah, my wife. She works in basically. She was a social worker for 10 plus years, so she's seen the worst it can get for a child. So she's very sensitive to that. So she's like, yeah, if this lady's not super legit and completely buttoned up, I'm not leaving my kid with her because I know
Right.
what it can look like where people look kind of okay and then they're totally not okay.
Right.
And she's like been involved in these cases that are like, oh yeah, these 2 kids were held in a basement and beaten for years.
Yeah.
And stuff like
Jesus.
Yeah.
crazy shit. And so obviously we're not having any of that.
Right.
But
Which is fair. You shouldn't.
yeah, this lady seems nice enough.
That's good.
Yeah, she's vegan. No, she's not. She
kinda
cooks. So she cooks everything from scratch. She's like any baby food that they have once they start solids, it's all made here. Like all the vegetables and stuff, it's processed here. It's done all that. Like it's all about like home cooking and like good food, but it's not like agenda pushing.
That sounds so extra.
It is super extra. But we don't have to pay extra. We're not
Bitch,
paying.
open a
We're not
bottle.
paying out
Fine.
we're not paying out the nose for it. So
Right. Right.
it's reasonable pricing. If we
There
were
might
gonna
be
do-
there might be a little bit of wine in your wife's like booby milk, but I mean just put it over.
Pump and dump.
Thank you.
That's what you do.
Jesus, woman, get off the stove. Go read my child some ABCs. The fuck?
Yeah.
Over here hand mashing bananas, muddling strawberries.
I mean, if you're getting paid good money for it, you might as well.
Nah, whatever.
You're providing a service. Supply and demand. If people are going to pay for it,
Yeah, I guess.
come on. It's capitalism at work.
Barely.
Oh God.
Barely. Speaking of capitalism, I went and saw the best movie ever.
Yeah.
Giant Robots and Giant Monsters, Pacific Rim Uprising.
Oh my God.
I saw it.
No.
It's awesome.
Tell me nothing. I
Tell
want
me
to know.
nothing.
Well, I
All
already know how it's gonna go.
All I will
but-
say is this: it's giant robots fighting giant monsters.
I love this already.
It's also giant robots fighting other giant robots.
And
Oh.
John Boyega.
and husband number I think he's ranked 2 right now. Husband number 2. Second ex-husband, John Boyega. I love him.
To be honest, one of my favorite parts was the casting of John Boyega because he plays Idris Elba's son
Right.
in the movie, and that's an amazing
Oh
casting
wait,
call
you
for
know
me.
what? Now that I'm thinking about that, maybe John
Idris-
Boyega's gonna have to
yeah.
drop down because
Idris Elba's clearly higher.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
higher ranked.
Yeah,
So-
you're into that?
Into what?
Idris Elba?
Who isn't?
Yeah, who isn't?
Come
Oh,
on.
I don't know.
He's Heimdall. He's
Yeah.
the gunslinger.
I think he's
in
great.
that
Oh, yeah.
one movie.
I think he's great. I don't know. I haven't often heard him described as super hot.
What?
He is.
Yeah.
He is handsomer than
Super handsome.
Any.
Yeah, no, he's a handsome guy. I think
Number
so.
1 is Henry Cavill.
Well,
Oh,
that's
God.
based.
He's Superman.
I don't care about that. I just care about that.
He's a good Superman.
I just
though.
care about that bone
I
structure.
I can't. Yeah.
For real.
I don't like Superman, but I mean, I, think
I don't care about
Henry Cavill does
Superman.
a great job.
But Henry Cavill.
I think he plays a good Superman.
Yeah,
Henry Cavill, Idris Elba, yeah, and then John Boyega.
yeah.
Okay.
I still don't know how I
Marriage
feel about
list.
Ben Affleck as.
Batman.
Ben Affleck can kick rocks.
I
I thought he acted nicely.
yes, I was gonna say I honestly I
I just
don't
hated
hate
seeing
him.
fucking face the whole time. I was like, put your mask on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Compared to everyone else in that movie, he is very subpar looking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on. Half the time he's standing next to Gal.
Yeah.
And
But
well,
even so, Jason Momoa, Gal
get
Gadot,
fucked.
Jason Momoa.
Henry Cavill.
John Boyega keeps getting dropped down this
Even
list.
the
when we
guy, I
bring it
cannot
up.
think of his name right now, but the guy who plays the Flash is weirdly handsome. You know, he's like weird looking, but you're like, okay, I get it. I get why people.
He's
would
not
like
on the
him.
list, but it could be there.
Yeah,
you wouldn't kick him out of bed.
yeah. He's like not offense or defense, but he's
No, I
special-
probably
he's-
still would.
he's
No,
special
I mean,
teams.
well,
yeah.
after some activity.
I like to sleep alone.
Yeah, no, I meant after.
I know
some
what you meant,
activity,
girl.
yeah. I'm just saying, brah.
But you'd call him an Uber.
No, I download the app on his phone.
There,
Yeah, he makes more money.
yeah. Like I signed you up, and I put my promo code so we both get free rides.
All right.
But anyways, so back to Pacific Rim.
No.
It was awesome.
Okay.
I won't tell you anything about it. Yeah,
That took a weird turn and return in my mind. I was like,
John Boyega, we're back. We're back.
gotcha.
No, it was really, really good, and I got to go to the
I've got
Century
just Gal
Theaters.
Gadot in my
I got to go to
mind.
the Century Theaters at Doco.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love them.
Those
They're
are
great.
great. They're so
I
great.
did not get the hookup on my food, which I was promised.
You just gotta know the homo.
Yeah,
You just gotta know.
yeah. It was
It's the way of
it
the
was
gay.
Hashtag no homo for me.
Did you do the gay wink?
I didn't.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
see,
it was a
it's
problem.
kind of like a handshake, but
Yeah.
you gotta be slicker.
yeah.
Okay.
You're like, I
But we
see
did
you,
get so
girl.
we didn't get cheaper. We didn't get cheaper food, but we did get free movie tickets.
Well, that's fine.
During the
Oh,
previews, the lights came up and the sound went down.
How
So
dare
somebody,
they?
Somebody like had to leave and tell them and then come back. They fixed it. Then the middle of the movie, the lights came up again. The sound didn't go down, but the lights just came up in the theater. I was like,
Unacceptable.
oh. Yeah.
Speaking of Bruce, can I get another beer?
So after it's right there. So after the movie, when we were walking out, the manager was like, "Oh, here's 2 free tickets."
Right.
So, cool. We're gonna go back and we're gonna go see Ready Player One.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm so jazzed up about it.
I really want to see that.
Yeah.
I
Once
really wanna see
once I started watching the previews of it, and I was super excited. I like read the book super fast.
Wait,
and
Chung-
it's super short.
Can we call Matt and see if we can go see Pacific Rim this week?
Sure. Maybe.
I want that in my life.
I have deadlines this Friday, so.
It's worth it.
Well, Pacific Rim is a deadline.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Maybe. I'd
Right.
love to. I would love to. Don't get me wrong.
You let me know.
Yeah. How was your day?
It was great. It was beautiful and delightful, and all the things that roses are made out of.
Thorns.
Well, I mean, they're mostly water, but yes,
Rose water.
Cellulose.
yeah. It was fine. It was good. I did it.
Nice.
It ended very nicely.
Oh, that's good. That's
My
good.
favorite beer place was closed today, and I was pissed.
Shift change.
Yes, I was so mad. I hope everything's okay because normally they're not closed like that.
Yeah, we were just like, where the hell is Johnny?
I know my buddy wasn't there, and I was like, dang. I love that place though. They always have really good beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But speaking of which, tonight, if we're going to talk about beer, because I would like to segue and jump on into this little kiddie pool. Robert, what are we drinking? Why don't you go ahead and tell us?
Tonight we are
'Cause I already
drinking.
know.
Was it McKellar Brewing San Diego New England Style Pale Ale, 5.5% alcohol by volume. The Staff Magician.
Yeah, it's definitely light on the alcohol, but it has like a weird taste, and I'm not sure what a New England style pale ale is.
Yeah.
But
It's a little citrusy. It definitely has that pale ale flavor to it, which I don't love as much, but the citrus
I like
really
it.
helps it out.
it's nice. It's a little bit more mild than an IPA.
Yes.
An IPA. Sorry,
Yeah.
grammar Nazis are storming the streets.
Yeah.
Storming the streets, though. I was expecting a lot bigger showing today. We actually got, at the hotel, we got emails saying, oh, there might be some really bad, not rioting, but marching in the area because it's the 50th anniversary of Martin Luther King's assassination.
Yep.
And they were expecting a really big turnout, and I've heard literally nothing about it.
R.I.P. MLK, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been 50
We
years.
we care about this though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm sure he's got to be resting in peace.
He's resting in power.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Boy.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah. Rest in power.
Always or just for a while?
For a while.
Like a new thing?
The whole time.
It's always is that
50
actually
years.
he's always been resting in power.
Always.
Got it.
No, are you asking about the saying
The
resting in
saying,
power?
the phrase, not him. Yeah, like, oh, he just recently received power while in the grave. No, that's not new. Clearly,
Johnny would do that. Yeah, it's new-ish.
I don't like it.
It's new aged, but it's supposed to, add a little bit of glow to.
To death.
Yes.
I'm not in love with it.
I think you should be, especially because his legacy lives on.
Yeah.
I like this. I'm for this. And I think it's great. I think that as long as, everything was fine today, right?
Yeah.
See, and
I guess then that is resting in power. If people are still
you got to celebrate him.
peacefully
you gotta embrace
assembling
him.
for the cause of, I guess, racial equality still to some degree. Is that what this is about? Or is it about
Well, I
police
think
brutality?
here in town, it's much more about creating an environment. Well, I don't know. I would say it's creating an environment where Black people don't need to feel targeted in society, and I think that that's fine. I think that that's something that should be a thing. They shouldn't feel. Although I don't know how you change a feeling.
Yeah.
But it is.
It's a lot of groundwork.
Yeah.
Well,
Very
I
gradual.
also don't know what kind of policies would be put in place to like change that perception, but I don't think anybody's going to argue that our judicial system, with massive air quotes, has a racial outcome that's pretty clearly against minorities. But as long as people are willing to stand up for the position that equality in justice is important and it matters and it should be met, I think
Yeah.
MLK consistently rests in power.
All right. You're winning me over in the RIP.
Yeah, come on over.
Yeah.
Come on over.
Okay.
Speaking of coming over, Sean, what are you drinking?
I'm
Because
drinking.
that is also powerful.
I'm drinking sake tonight.
Are you really?
I'm drinking Taiku.
Got a big black bottle there.
I did get.
Thick.
Yeah,
It is thick.
A friend of mine. Bought
Only around the
this.
base, though. It
It
narrows
better
up
be.
at the
Yeah.
tip.
A friend of mine bought this for me while she was visiting.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and we never happened to finish it. Oh, we originally got this because she was visiting, and we had another friend over who was cooking gyoza, and they needed sake for the gyoza, and so
Because of course.
duh, right?
Which, can I get a taste of this? Is there like, can you grab me that shot glass right over there? I want to know. I want to know these things. I don't want to be
I had
like,
it one of the times during the recording.
did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, early
Maybe
on.
my second episode.
And of course, nothing goes better with sake than beer.
Yeah. Just
Thanks,
pour it in
man.
there.
No.
Yeah.
You're supposed to sip sake.
Ganbai. For all the people who didn't hear me, if you're listening on big speakers, I said ganbai. I feel like I need to repeat myself sometimes. I'm sorry. I apologize if people are having difficulty hearing me.
Yeah, yeah. This is just straight up.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot better than the
That's
sake I have at my house.
really-
Yeah, it's Junmai Ginjo Super Premium.
Why do you have to add
I
like
was-
the accent
I
marks?
was just going to say.
What the fuck is wrong with you, you racist, appropriating bastard?
I took Japanese in high school.
That's
What?
racial appropriation.
You dated a Japanese girl in high school.
Also,
I
racial
also did
appropriation.
not date a Japanese girl in high school.
Racist.
I did.
All the girls I dated in high school were white.
Racist. Same. That's only because I went. That's only
Racist.
because I went to a private school and there were no other choices. It was only white girls or white boys.
Ooh, where'd
Oh.
you go to school?
Jim Elliott Christian High School.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep.
That's the whitest thing anybody has ever said.
Jim Elliott.
Hey, he was a martyr.
He did become that.
Yeah. True. True things.
He was lucky enough.
True
Went
things.
down in a blaze of glory. They shot him a lot with arrows. Like a lot.
Well, they shot MLK with bullets.
True.
Oh, by the
I
way,
feel like it. Okay, just a quick aside. I feel like it would have been super racist if they had shot him with arrows.
I think it would have been disrespectful
Also true.
because nobody shoots
I mean,
anybody with arrows.
Shooting
in the
people
60s.
in general, a little disrespectful.
I mean, it's kind of disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if we're talking about resting in power, I'm going to say it's just disrespectful, period. But,
Yeah.
it's definitely not the nice way to die.
No.
There are better ways.
But
I'd rather be riddled
be
with
honest, you're
bullets
kind
than riddled with arrows.
really?
How many bullets is... Wait, how many bullets is riddled?
6.
Yeah, I'm going to say that it's at least 8 or more because that's what Sacramento seems to believe right now.
Fuck. You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
To the back and to the side. It's not a good look.
At least
I'm sticking
half
with
of a
6.
high-capacity magazine.
What the fuck did that... I hate you.
It depends on what kind of gun. If it's an assault rifle, 4. Reagan tips, it's 1. Because you get shot in the head, and then second time we're gonna use it, then it trickles down the rest of your body. Bam! Got it. Had it both ways.
There was some guy in a comment feed on Facebook, and I love doing this. I love going and reading comments on Facebook because I think they're hilarious and they're amazing. It doesn't matter what anybody says because they don't care, obviously, because they're posting weird shit. But
Publicly. To a public forum.
some guy was like, I really just, if I'm going to shoot somebody, it's going to be with like a nickel tip bullet. And I'm going to shoot him where it's going to like shatter the bullet like on a bone. And then all the nickel is going to like collect around his heart like over the matter of years. And it's going to, I was like, does Mark Zuckerberg really like monitor everybody's communications? Because that seems really like much.
Yeah. Like
Why-
who hurt you?
I know, like, I know that there's a balance between like too many hugs and not enough hugs, but you know, at least
I'm gonna
one.
say that was too many hugs.
Do you think so?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
it's
you
kinda
looped around
malicious.
from too many into where you would think it wasn't enough.
Sake is really good though, by the way. Speaking of the bullet,
Oh, man.
Okay, so I want to talk a little bit more about guns, though. And were you-
should we know ourselves?
Yeah. First off, before we dive into this, sorry. Monitoring's a
I
little,
apologize.
I got 2 hours of sleep last night. Monitoring is a little tough right now.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
I want to welcome.
Wow.
Eat shit, Sean.
I'm having a day.
Something trickling down your throat.
Trickling up at this point.
Oh, that's not the way you.
No,
It's not the way she likes it.
Kinky shit.
No.
Tickle, tickle.
Depends on who you're talking to. I want to thank everyone for. I want to welcome everyone to Booze and Bothered this week. This is our 18th episode.
We're mature now.
We are mature.
Our show can vote.
Our show can vote. It's legally an adult.
Yeah. We can be drafted.
Oh shit.
Our show can now do more than most Parkland High School protesters.
Yeah. Oh hey, that's true.
And definitely more than all of the Parkland students.
Yeah.
Some of them not really resting in power.
Oh.
Some of them found power.
Okay.
I'm shook.
I am your co-host and producer, aka Daddy, Sean.
Oh, my name is Jonathan, and I was just thinking about what to say about Parkland, and all I can come up with as your host is that Emma Gonzalez's memes as Britney Spears should be taken down. I find that offensive. Britney Spears' mental breakdown is not to be joked with. And I'll point out this fact, by the way. The last person who made fun of Britney Spears' meltdown, you fucking meme lords, was Katy Perry, and look at that bitch now, okay?
Oh my god, yeah, she looks fucking horrible.
She's
Wig.
a mess. Yeah. What, I'll fight her in the streets right now. The internet needs to not make fun of Britney Spears' meltdown by comparing her to Sinead O'Connor's bastard daughter.
Queen.
You shut your mouth. And I'm warning you, the last person who made fun of Britney Spears' meltdown in 2007, she now looks like Justin Bieber on like some sort of bulimia trip.
It's not a great look.
No.
Last
Sorry,
but-
that was a long introduction. For
It's-
myself.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
fine,
had a
that's fine.
thought.
Last but not least, I am Robert, back from a small hiatus. Paternity leave, as you would. Taking care of a baby. Taking care of my wife, who's taking care of a baby. And then going back to work.
Nice.
Going back to my real job.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jobbing like a jobber.
Jobbing it up.
So let's dive right in here because you were just right about to get going.
Yep.
Yes,
So,
Robert, launch us.
What's the scoop?
Okay.
Robert Rocket?
Put it. Yeah.
I want to talk about Parkland a little bit.
All right.
it's been a struggle for me because I haven't gotten I haven't had a forum to speak out.
It's been a struggle for me because I've been talking about it so fucking much.
And that's when so it's been problematic because I know it's been like talked to death. So I don't want to get super in depth, but I want to get a little in depth.
This horse is dead, but you're welcome to beat it.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'm definitely the last hyena to this corpse, but I'm gonna find a bone to pick.
I'm sure you got a few.
I feel like that was a pretty solid analogy.
You know, I always love it when darker gets darker. Continue.
Okay, it's actually not like. My take on this is people seem there's so many memes shitting
a lot
all
of
over
racist jokes that
shitting
come
all
out
over
of that.
this girl. Let's just say faceless girl and boy faces of this Bar and Emma Gonzalez. Emma is it Gonzalez?
Bar.
Who's
Hog.
the kid? Hog. Sorry.
Hogwarts.
Farm.
You're referencing last episode, and Bar
Yeah.
is Roseanne Barr.
My
This is
bad.
what we were talking
Got it.
about.
You're talking about Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these kids are getting shit on all over. They're
Fuck
not
them.
doing great, and they're really they seem to be hoisted up as like martyrs for the left
I don't know about
or
martyr.
Yeah,
like
just shields,
talking heads. Yeah.
Banners.
Right.
Yeah.
They're
They're
the
being waved
poster
around.
child,
Poster
that's the
children.
thing.
Thank you.
Literally
They're like
poster children.
Poster children.
Lots of posters.
And I can at least understand where they're coming from in the sense that they went through a pretty serious traumatic event.
Depends
Yeah.
on who you ask, because maybe Hogwarts wasn't even there.
Was he there?
I don't know. Tinfoil says he wasn't.
Tinfoil says he wasn't. So I'm going to take it at face value and say
got
these
an
kids
ugly
these kids
face.
went to high school and somebody came in and shot a bunch of people that they knew. That'd be pretty traumatic for me.
If he actually went to that school.
Right. Which he may or may not have. I don't even know if he's in high school. He could be a paid actor who's in his 30s.
Could be.
Could have graduated from California.
But if he actually went to that school, then he did suffer a tragedy. And these are kids who, at their core, I feel like are just trying to get some semblance of control over their lives.
Yeah.
And they're trying to speak out and say, like, something tragic happened and we want to do something about it. Do I think they're doing the right thing? Absolutely not. They're not going about this in a great way.
No.
They're making fools of themselves. They're making fools of their cause. I don't know what they want.
Right.
To me, so and I
Gun
said-
control and clear backpacks now.
I said this earlier. They're to me like the Operation Wall Street of gun control. They
Occupy?
yeah.
Operation.
Occupy. Did I say Operation Wall Street? Did I really?
Yeah.
Play that back.
on the knee.
Operation Wall Street. Dun, 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 dun. No, Occupy Wall Street. They're like
Gotcha.
the OWS of gun control for me.
Yeah.
They have this broad message that has no specific solution.
Sure.
Like we want gun control. We want to be safer. That is a laudable goal. I don't know how you expect us to get there.
Yeah.
And I don't know how any of this is helping to make anyone safer. And you're not happy with what steps are being taken, i.e. the clear backpacks. Granted, that's not a great step. Something happened.
Yeah.
You don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your right as a high school child to not like something. Great. Complain about it. Great. But
You are more than welcome.
what do
yeah.
you expect? Like, I understand that you want
Well,
to
I
feel
don't
like you
think they
control the world.
know.
Right.
I don't think they know.
Because civics was taught the day that this happened, and
They are not.
evacuated.
They're not policy experts.
No, they're not.
No,
They're not
they're
experts.
not, because
They're
clear
not experts
backpacks
on-
are not a violation
Yeah,
of a
but
First
here,
Amendment
but
right.
hold
They're
on,
a
I want to
violation
dive
of
in.
a Fourth Amendment.
I want to
right?
dive in on that point too, because what the fuck is a policy expert? Because first of all, this country is like 200 plus years old. Okay, you would think that at some point we would have some policy experts who know what the fuck they're talking about, but literally none of the actual quote unquote air quotes experts seem to have any solutions for anything. And it doesn't matter what side of the coin they flip on. Nobody has it. You've got people on the right who are like, oh, okay, well, maybe we'll do the bump stock thing and maybe we'll do background checks, or no, we're not going to do anything. We have laws in place. Clearly not working. And then you've got people on the left who are like, I'm a policy expert, even though my policies aren't in place. I want all of these things. And it's like, none of those things have anything to do with any of the shootings that have ever happened in a school. So what makes a policy expert? Why not David Hogg?
If no one else is a policy expert because they're not getting anything done, I don't know how he would be anymore.
Fair enough.
He doesn't have. He doesn't have. I'll say he doesn't have a better claim. That was way easier than I expected. You know what? I'm going to take the win and I'm going to go. That's it. Thanks for listening to Boost and Bother, you guys. It's been a great episode, and I'm getting out of here.
That was a good point. He's actually on their level.
Yeah,
I say run
he's
with
on
it.
the same level. Nobody knows. Everybody's using it to push their own agenda. We need stricter gun control. We need less strict gun control. The only agenda I can agree with is we need a better system of taking care of people who are mentally unstable in this country.
Sure.
Like, oh yeah, maybe let's at least
Sure.
talk about it a little bit. Let's talk about.
No, you can't. You can't blame mental illness for this. It's the guns, because mental illness wouldn't have done this without guns.
What about bullying?
Well, you know what? Sinead O'Connor's bastard daughter needs to fuck off because she caused this.
Did she?
This is her fault.
Isn't that victim blaming?
No, she caused this. She admitted. She bullied him. She treated him like shit for years. You know.
But
And then
that here's the thing: treating someone like shit for years doesn't give them the right to do this, and it definitely doesn't give them a free pass. Like, oh, they shouldn't be blamed for it. He's still the shooter's still responsible.
Well, to be fair, he missed a shot if she was the cause. So, you know, but still, fuck her and fuck David Hogg. You know, CNN sits there and they like talk to him. They put George Soros puts him in like a blazer and they put him on CNN, and you know. Every single host at CNN sits there and they're like, oh, tell me your thoughts and feelings, David, because, you know, you're the one that we want to talk to about this because we feel like, you know, you're a trustable, reliable source. And David Hogg's like, I'm a trustable, reliable source. And I'm like, yes.
That's it. There we go. There's his qualification. Because he said so.
They just said that. And I'm like, this kid has nothing to offer. And it's like, he backs out of every debate because he doesn't want one, which is fair because he's a kid and he's scared. And it's like, you know that this is overwhelming for a 17-year-old, aka a 33-year-old who doesn't want to be found out. But
Or debating other kids.
You know, and it's just like
Kyle Kashu.
I don't know what's more disgusting, and I'll agree with, and I like that you brought this up, and I will agree with it there. I don't know what's more disgusting though, whether it's David Hogg accepting these interviews because other students have come out and said we haven't talked to him in forever. He doesn't check in on us. The people who actually lost loved ones, who lost family members, who lost friends, they're like, he's nowhere to be found. He himself has said he's not going to school. So, you know, obviously he didn't go there. Or whatever. I mean, like, what I don't even know why CNN and any other news network would even want to talk to him. And how irresponsible of them to be like, or, you know, how, God, what's the fucking word? When you use somebody.
Puppet master.
Taking advantage of.
Taking advantage of.
How bad is it? Yes, thank you. That was so. You're such an
Happy to
assister.
help.
What?
Puppet master.
You're an assister. No, but it's just like you're taking advantage of some stupid kid who may or may not have gone through a very traumatic event, depending on how much tinfoil you have in your kitchen, to like sell your network's narrative. And it's like, stop talking to him. He is 17 and refusing to go to school. His dad is going to be arrested for his truancies eventually. Like, come on. He's not going to graduate. But it's like, why are they even talking to him? And it's like the Laura Ingraham thing. Like, he got all these people to like boycott, like all these advertisers to boycott Laura Ingram's show. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, that's impactful. Good for you. And now that's reversing. The tide is flowing back. It's coming back in. And Laura seems fine, although she is a complete asshole on Fox. I hate watching her. She was fun as like a radio host, but she's horrible to like watch on Fox. It's terrible. But it's like, why does he get so much power? Like, who is this fucking child who just, like you said, suffered a tragedy?
Right.
Let him go somewhere else. Stop talking to him. Stop talking to a 17-year-old. He's on primetime literally every single day.
Every fucking day.
Yeah. Do you think, and the real question is this kid taking time out of all of this busy schedule to see to his own mental health?
No.
Because, here's the thing. We're training the next round of Parkland shooters right here. This is how it happens. You make them relive the trauma over and over again.
Yeah.
That's what happens with abusers. They get abused, they turn into abusers. It's a cycle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not.
It's basically just the news cycle at this point.
Yeah.
We show, oh, you get all this coverage, you get famous, you become a shooter, or you're a tragic victim. You get to play one role or the other.
Yeah.
Good guy, bad guy. You're on the news either way.
Take your pick.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least we know that vegans are dangerous now.
Speaking of which,
The YouTube shooter?
yeah.
Yeah.
She was vegan?
She's vegan. In fact, the headline today was like, it literally led vegan Iranian immigrant shoots up YouTube office. And I was like, we definitely can all agree as Americans on which person is much more dangerous, which category of person. And I was
Vegan.
like, yes.
Woman.
No, woman was actually listed last.
Oh, vegan for sure then.
Yeah. And I was like,
Probably
She-
wouldn't have done it if she had a little more meat in her life.
well, YouTube, I think, canceled her show, and that's why she was mad, right?
They demonetized her, I believe.
Nope. Well,
Yeah. You
Why
know.
do we know why they demonetized
You know,
her?
I don't know. Like,
Because
so
she had-
they weren't really clear about that.
No, you know, Google and Facebook are kind of going through a thing right now where they're just kind of like trying to pull on the reins, and they are pulling in all the wrong directions. To be completely honest, and they are pissing people off. And this hasn't happened to the Zuck yet, surprisingly. But well, I guess on YouTube there's more money flowing around. And
Oh, absolutely.
when you fuck with someone's money, you fuck with their life. And I don't know if she was doing this full time, according to her obvious reaction that happened.
Well,
It seems
the only
like
person
she
she
was.
killed was herself. So
Yeah. So
I feel like if she literally shot no one, either there are extremely good security protocols in place, or she was never really trying to kill anyone. It can't be that hard. Okay, I don't want to say this. If a high school student can get his hands on some guns and kill a lot of people in one day, like you can walk into the YouTube studios and shoot one guy,
oh, she shot 4,
but didn't kill anyone.
no,
just herself.
3 are out.
Were they leg shots or just like?
I don't know. 3 are out.
They
One
haven't
is
released it.
one is in critical condition.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's all. She died. She killed herself.
hard
Yeah.
to miss.
Yeah, point blank.
Yeah.
But yeah, she
Statistically low probability of committing suicide by gun for females.
yeah.
So good for her on that, breaking boundaries.
Yeah, you know, glass ceilings.
Well, because you can't shoot through a face once you've contoured it.
That's true.
yeah,
There's a lot of foundation.
yeah,
Well, it's the lines.
yeah. She came
gets
all the way up
skewed.
from Southern California to do that, to go to San Bruno.
Right.
And we haven't even built the bullet train yet, so you know it's a trip.
Yeah, that was a ride. That was a ride.
I can't imagine that sort of trip. That many hours, like thinking, yeah,
Just sitting
like you're
here.
talking yourself up.
I'm gonna do a great job here.
Here's the
they're
wild
gonna,
thing. At
They're gonna
some
listen to
point-
me
yeah.
now.
At
You know,
some
that-
point, she most likely had to stop and get gas
yeah.
and probably use the restroom.
No, you
That's
can do
a
it. You
weird
can do it in
point.
one shot.
Well,
But
that
I don't think she planned that out that well.
No.
I'd be willing to bet money she had
she
to
obviously
stop and
didn't
get
plan
gas at some
anything out
point,
well. She was very unsuccessful.
which is a
Well, this
really
is-
weird sensation to me.
yeah. I mean that kind of defines kind of a radical ideology. You're sitting with this on you, this idea.
You have a
in
lot of time to talk yourself down.
yeah, and you don't.
Right.
You don't. You know, there has to be some point during
You know,
that process where
no, it all depends. What the investigators need to find out is what she was listening to on her Pandora or Spotify, because that can amp you the fuck up. Let me tell you, I have had some.
That was Paul Oakenfold's Ready, Steady, Go
Yeah,
on straight up loop.
I'm so sure it could have been. I mean, there are times.
I could shoot somebody listening to that
Yes.
every time. Or I
Listen-
could like steal cars.
Darude Sandstorm.
Yeah. No way.
No,
You're gonna go home and smoke a
I always
blunt.
thumbs
Yeah.
down it every time it pops up. I can't.
What?
Yeah, no, I'm not interested.
It'll always come back.
It fucking does. Every time, I'm just like, how many channels do I have to block you from? Get out of here.
Literally every channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it literally matches everything. It matches my
Right
soft
when
rock
Johnny
channel.
starts to relax and he's just
Yeah, just like that. I'm like,
Dirty Vegas, days go by.
you know, I have to be in a mood.
Oh no, every time. Especially the music video.
I have to be in a mood.
The Cardigans, my favorite game.
Wait, are we talking about shoot 'em up songs or what are we talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about shoot
I
'em
got
up
lost. Sorry, I looked at my computer screen. I was like,
Oh, see, I see,
and I came back.
I see like a slow motion like montage of people getting shot up.
Okay.
Went to the sound of my favorite game.
Oh.
well, that's creepy. I didn't know that this was.
That's
Wow,
super
I really
creepy.
zoned out. What are we talking about?
We're talking about.
We've been
shoot 'em up
talking
songs.
about guns for too long.
I was talking
now.
about
We're talking
my
about
personal story was
Not
about
myself
songs I
shooting
didn't-
them up. I'm thinking of movie stuff.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I enjoy cinema.
Yeah.
Not as much as you,
No.
Rob.
I spent 4 years getting a 2-year degree in cinema. So you know I love it. It's a film and media degree. And associates.
Yeah. So, fuck. San Bruno is still. I mean, I haven't paid too much attention to it, to be completely honest with you, but it's still pretty unclear to me right now.
Like the full intention.
Everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it may have been like something upset her and she was like psychologically unsound. Like she had a
This was
like a
called in by
break.
her father, though. Her father called the cops.
oh fuck! Here we go.
And he said like she's coming to shoot someone
I think they talked to her the day of.
and said like, "Are you going to shoot someone?" And she
I
was
don't
like,
know what they
"No,
said. They
it's
obviously
fine, I'm
didn't really
fine.
say, but
I'm not mad."
the cops were called, and what do you what do you don't know?
Get me one.
He wanted Dr. Pepper.
He
Yeah.
wants a
God.
Dr. Pepper.
Fuck.
God damn it!
You grab it.
I didn't know what he was talking about. I thought you guys were doing some secret sign language, and I was like, wow, I dazed off for a minute.
I must apologize to my workout before I drink this. I'm still drinking sake.
Sake and Dr.
Where,
Pepper.
though?
For the record, boozers.
It's been a very bothered, heavy episode so far.
It has
has
been.
been.
It's been. I mean, yeah.
Well, I'm boozed as shit because I don't even know how we got to the subject of Iranian YouTube shooters.
Well, we started with
Vegans.
Parkland and guns and shoot 'em ups.
Those are white kids.
Okay, the commonality is a gun. This was a
Oh,
handgun.
I was
though.
gonna say. See, that's why people say, "Oh, if that guy hadn't had it from the beginning, if he hadn't had an assault rifle, he wouldn't have killed that kid breaking into his house because this lady couldn't kill anyone at YouTube."
Well, she was clearly untrained.
She went to a shooting range recently.
Oh,
Once?
how many times?
I don't know.
I've been to a shooting range for golf and I still suck at it.
How many? This boy almost lost beer through his nose.
I'm just saying.
And I
Going
still
to a
don't know what a
range
New England
one,
style pale
going to a
is.
range one time doesn't make you like a crack shot.
No, but if you can't shoot the target on your first time at a gun range, you definitely shouldn't have a gun.
Good point. Maybe she knew. Maybe she knew from like her score, like you're probably not gonna get anybody. She probably asked, like, "Are any of these fatal?" They're like, "Yeah, one of them." She's like, "All right."
You know, maybe
good
she
enough."
just didn't want to kill anybody because she's vegan, and that would be murder.
Yeah.
I
think here's the thing. I don't think vegans care about people. I think they care about animals.
Vegans are racist.
Ooh, is that true?
Species.
I'm going with it. Okay.
Specious. We'll go with specious.
Specious.
Spacious.
Yes.
I
Honestly,
mean-
I know a couple spacious vegans. I do. And I say, hey, what do you? Let me get it out. Wait, I got a good joke. Okay. And I say, hey, where do you get your protein? And she goes, bitch peas.
Shut the fuck. I hate you.
No, okay, 100% not my joke. I
That
don't
was
know
a
where it came
vegan. That was a dad ass vegan joke.
Yeah.
that was so
It's
dad.
so good though. I
I'm
love
so
it.
proud of you. I am also
I'm proud of
completely
myself.
wasted, apparently, because. Are we sure this is 5.5%?
Okay, Ludwig, stop licking my knee. Why you do this? Ludwig's a dog, by the way. Stop it.
All right, Sean, what are we doing?
I know.
You need to pull the reins in on
Yeah,
this.
I have a question. Did you guys see Trump sent DHS troops to the border?
No.
Yeah. At least I saw this today, unless it's a rerun. It said that he sent Department of Homeland Security troops to. Okay,
Hey,
I'm
man,
killing
MASH
it.
is
I'm
still
glad to
on
be back.
TV today. You know, so
They're gonna be.
First of all,
they're gonna
this isn't-
syndicate this
you
presidency
know-
and play it on
You
TNT.
know that it's time for the revolution in this nation if MASH isn't on reruns on TBS, okay? The moment MASH
Thank
goes
you.
offline, you know we've lost
we're
the
fucked.
American.
We're fucked.
The American way is gone from this earth. And
right,
it's time.
you're right.
It's time.
It was a
Patriot.
baby. I just wanted him to make it go quiet.
Never in my life has MASH not been on air. Okay?
No, it's true.
Some things are an American standard.
Yeah.
It's as American as apple pie.
Harry Potter marathons during Christmas.
Nah.
Oh yeah, every year
No.
for 20 years.
Nah, fuck
Oh
it.
yeah. Anyways,
No.
I
how you- that's
saw
how
a
you get
report
school
that he sent.
shooters.
I saw a report that Trump sent Department of Homeland Security troops
Really?
to the border, to the south border.
I know
I
that
have
he
no
wanted.
idea why.
I know that he wanted U.S. troops to man the border, which I mean, obviously, I think that's a much better idea than Homeland Security or Border Patrol or whatever the fuck they're calling.
Oh, so it's the
themselves.
National Guard.
No, that's boring, man.
Yeah, I don't know why. 20 hours ago, Donald J. Trump, the real Donald Trump. Our border laws are very weak, while those of Mexico and Canada are very strong. Congress must change these Obama era and other laws now! Exclamation point. The Democrats stand in our way. They want people to pour into our country unchecked. Crime! Exclamation point.
You know,
We will be taking strong action today.
somebody asked this on Twitter, not specifically to us, but it was just a general question put out to the Twitterverse. What the fuck was the point of electing a Republican majority government, Congress, White House,
You mean
nominated judicial branch,
when they ain't doing shit?
when they don't even fucking act like it? First of all, I know that there are some votes that require a 2/3 majority to pass. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. But there are some things that you can just do with the votes you have. And the same goes for Democrats. And I don't want anybody to be like, oh, the Democrats. No, okay? Because the same thing goes for Obama in his first 2 years of office. You sit there and you compromise and you compromise and you compromise, and then you pull some bullshit out of your ass, like the ACA. Or in Trump's case, you know, fucking tax
Omnibus.
Omnibus. Thank you. What the fuck? And it's like Republicans and Democrats, each on their own at different phases in time, pretend that they're suddenly not the party in power. And it's like, just do it. Okay? Just do it. Because the whole thing is that they know that there's always a future and there are future elections. So maybe we'll push this off and push this off. Just do it the fuck now. Just do it now. Cut government spending. I hate it. Just do whatever you want. Put your agenda in and see how it plays out in elections to come. You will always have a chance to replay in future elections.
Yeah, I think
just fucking do it.
It's definitely your first term in the presidency is always just trying to get to a second term.
Yeah, and it's just like, stop it. You know what this may be is that there are deadlines on terms. And that's why I kind of get a little wishy-washy when it comes to term limits for Congress, because I know that they will always just seek second election and then they'll be lame duck and then they don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with our governor here, this fucking moonbeam cuck.
I don't think there needs to be 2 terms for congressmen or for senators, but there should be
limit.
Yeah, 5 maybe?
But see, here's the thing.
But then they end up lame duck in the last one every fucking time.
But here's the thing. I don't want... This is going to be... I don't know if I actually believe this, but I'm going to say it anyways. I don't think that there should be term limits for anybody. I think it's up to people to decide whether they want their leadership to remain or go. And that's the same for Obama. Like, if they... What's the constitutional amendment for the presidency? Was the 24th or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's the 24th.
Something. Whatever. Abolish it. If we want our president to remain our president, that's fine. Keep him coming. The tradition is 2 terms and we're out. We did fine for 150 years before we switched that over.
Yeah.
But I'm tired of the lame duck bullshit.
Well, I mean,
my issue with that is gerrymandering.
That's Congress.
But still, like, there could be a manipulation in some way, not necessarily gerrymandering specifically, but a president in power who's got, let's say, he's got a 75% approval rating, he's got Congress, he's got.
I would love to see that happen.
So would I.
Well,
but if we had one like that, then let's say we have some foreign enemy that he can point out that says, you need me in
There's
power.
always
so
a foreign enemy for American presidents.
Which is what I'm saying is then it's not hard to start stripping away rights.
Yes, I know.
Like,
I get
that
what
would
you're
create a tyrant.
But see, here's the thing. Here's my only thing with that. I think that the more we chip away at the Constitution, and I've always believed this, the more we chip away at the Constitution, the less the foundation actually holds true. And the more wiggle room people find within the Constitution, because we add new laws or the new regulations of amendments create new dynamics. It always happens. I see what you're talking about with the gerrymandering, and I would like to see states move to a much more parliamentary vote system where instead of, because we're supposed to, aren't we supposed to have like a representative for every 500,000 people or something like that in the House?
I don't know how
Is
many
that a
it is.
thing? I
It's
don't
a
know,
flat. It's a
yeah.
flat amount.
It's a number and it's been moved around, but then the House was capped off like 80 years ago or something like that. I don't know. I would have to look that up at like a certain number, and then the number shifts between like the states as the population shift. I would rather see each individual state have like a ranked system, kind of parliamentary like. I think that would be better. So it's like if California gets like what is it, 52
55.
Electoral votes.
not electoral votes, members of the House.
Yeah, representatives.
Yeah.
If it's like whatever
55.
the 55, is that what the number is? I don't even know anymore.
I think it matches their electoral votes.
No, because that includes the Senate.
Oh, that's right. So
53
then.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Who fucking cares? So what they get is by percentage. If it's California gets, instead of having like a set number of people for a set region, the gerrymandering thing, you'll get, the parties will be able to select, I don't know, like 30 Democrats, 20 Republicans, and like 2 Green Party and 1 Libertarian or something like that. So it's more like a ranked system or something
Right.
along those lines. It's just the state gets 53 seats in the House, and then the parties, depending on the vote split, get to send their people. I think that would maybe fix gerrymandering. I don't know. I think it's up for debate. I think that gerrymandering is a real thing. I'm glad you brought that up.
Oh, it absolutely is
Yeah.
a real thing.
But there are different ways, and I don't think that capping off like the number of, runs that you have, because you do get this lame duck bullshit, and it's like either your president can be held accountable or not. And if he can run again, or she, I hate when people are like, America's not ready for a woman president. We're ready for a woman president. We're just not ready for fucking Hillary, okay?
Yeah.
Get
We're
it
not
through
ready
your-
for a lizard person president.
Get it. Also true. Get it through your fucking heads. Nobody hates women in this country. We don't like Hillary. Nobody fucking likes Hillary. Democrats don't like Hillary.
Yeah.
Women don't like Hillary.
Yeah.
And yet they shoved her down our throats.
With the dick she has. And it's just so annoying.
Yeah.
I hate her.
She got Rod in her name.
And to prove that markets are the best way, yes,
Thank you for that.
Took me a minute.
it's
Sorry.
all right.
All right.
Good job, Sean. I didn't pick that up.
Got you, fam.
To prove that markets are the best way to find the true value of things at any given point in time, Hillary Clinton's speaking fees are less than Snooki's.
Yeah.
And I think that is just fucking beautiful. And it's true.
She has been a joke. She's been a joke.
such
She
an
was a
asshole.
joke throughout the candidacy, and she's been an even bigger joke since she lost.
You know, the worst part is that Democrats won't admit that she was dangerous for their party.
They won't. They absolutely won't. And you know what? I would honestly, like, at least from an outsider, they would gain so much legitimacy in my eyes if they did that. They would gain so much legitimacy.
Censor her.
If they
Censor
Oh, yeah,
her.
Absolutely.
Go back and say the party panels should be like, this is what she's done. These are the lies. I hate when people are like, she's not a liar. It's always like a right-wing
Yeah.
conspiracy.
I don't
It's
give it, like-
no, she's a fucking liar. She lies about everything all
Yeah.
the time. She will lie to you if you say, do you like blue socks more than red socks? She'll be like, you know what? I've never worn blue socks in my entire life.
Yeah.
And people act like this is not her personality. She does this all the time, and
All the
she's been
fucking
doing
time.
it for like 30, 40 years.
She can't help it at this point. It's
She
so
can't.
ingrained in her psyche.
It's just who she is. But if the Democratic Party was willing to censor her and be like, you can't speak for us.
Yeah.
We're fucking done with you.
How are you going to put her on the front, like at the tippy top of your platform? Okay, so from a from the gaming the game perspective of politics, she's fine doing backdoor dealings.
Yeah,
Like,
who cares?
She's fine hanging out in the wings behind closed doors, shaking all the hands that everyone thinks she shouldn't be able to shake, all the hands that she shouldn't be shaking of the enemies.
Oh, the Wall Streeters.
Yeah, and all that shit, right?
The
But ju-
banksters.
But Hillary, you can have Bill and not have Hillary
Yes.
when it comes to putting people on the front on the front page, on the top of your platform. You can absolutely do that. That's totally fine. But yet they
Yes,
can
open that beer for me, Daddy.
but yet they continually hand her, even at this point, some semblance of legitimacy.
All the time.
I'm okay if you tell me that you weren't voting for Hillary, you were voting against Trump. I get that.
Fair enough.
That's fair enough. But don't come to me and act like she's the greatest candidate that's ever graced your fucking party. Far from it.
She was very controversial throughout the primary in 2015 to 16 or whatever.
It was a mess.
It just, I'm glad that she's gone away for a long time. I think that's been really good for her. I think it's been really good for Democrats. You know what, though? I will bring this. I want to bring this up because
Bring it up.
you know, we do want to provide a little bit of balance because I know that we come off as pretty right some of the time, all the time, or whatever. But it's just because the Democrats for the past like few years have been real fucking annoying.
Oh my god.
But that doesn't mean that we don't disagree with them on everything, right?
Yeah. No, there
Sean?
are things I'm.
Wild card here. Who's your favorite Democrat, politician or non-politician? Who's your favorite Democrat?
Who's my favorite Democrat? Just personality in general,
or liberal?
or liberal?
Yeah. Well, let's expand this. Give me your top three.
Like across, Twitter, news. I really like Lacey Green. She's a big Twitter and YouTube personality. She actually the thing she addresses most is sexuality, the gender spectrum. And
Yeah,
things
Lacey
like
Green's
that.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, which fun. I make enough jokes about that, but it's something that I really like hearing about. Whether or not people may agree with it, it's still something that, it's going on. So
Yeah.
you should know something.
There's a right side of history on that one.
Hold on, we're not there yet. You calm down. Tie those knickers up real tight.
Just giving you a little teaser.
for a minute.
Yeah.
I know.
All right.
I know. We got into it a little earlier. I get it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Was that when I was drunk for 5 minutes?
No, that was earlier today.
No, in the chat earlier.
Oh.
Yeah. I was not defending Tucker Carlson. I just want to let you know. I was not.
We'll
Okay,
see.
so that's
I will
one.
always defend his face though because
Lacey
it's
Green.
hilarious.
That's one. Come on, Sean. Give me
sorry.
2 more.
Ah, Jesus.
He was not liberal.
No.
He was pretty liberal.
Personality-wise, not policy-wise, Barack Obama.
Yeah.
I totally. You can't not love that man's charisma. He's got it.
Yeah, I think everybody knows
He
that
was
as
presidential.
He was presidential as
what
fuck.
the fuck does that even
Whatever.
mean?
He was presidential
Presidential
as
is whatever the president is.
fuck. Yeah.
Okay, God, I hate that fucking term. It's the worst one. It's the one that
Also,
media
presidents
uses.
were massive shit talkers before we had syndicated
People act.
oh, yeah.
People act
media.
like presidents didn't shoot people with their own guns
Yeah.
prior to fuck it. I hate
Or
presidential
also,
bullshit term.
one of the presidents beat a guy with his cane.
Andrew Jackson,
Yeah.
Andrew
one of
Jackson.
my favorite Democrats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tulsi Gabbard.
I do like her. I like her a lot.
For Samoan in Congress?
She's in my top 3 too. I
Yeah,
love her.
I love her.
I think
Tulsi
her-
Gabbard's delightful.
I think her
Her solo mission,
Yes, to
as a
Syria.
senator to
uh,
or not
Representative.
as a representative to Syria. That's some savage shit.
yeah, no, she is a savage individual. She's amazing.
I read that and I was all, "Yo, B, this
She's
bitch is
amazing.
gangsta."
Samoan. Come on.
Yeah.
Islander status.
She don't give no fucks.
Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard's definitely in my top 3 too. I like her a lot.
Yeah, I love her.
Rob, your top 3, liberals or Democrats?
Top 3.
They don't even have to be politicians. They can be liberal
Just-
personalities.
yeah.
Like I said, Lacey Green. She's not a politician.
I don't really. I don't know. I don't like to play favorites. You know, I just like them all.
You don't have to rank them.
No.
Or hate them all, depending on the day.
I gotta say, big old daddy, trap Bernie Sanders.
Okay.
I liked. I don't know. I like the underdog story of him going up against like the big DNC.
Yeah, that was
think
a
he
great,
could've-
but that was a great story, and he really put some candles to them until he like
He certainly lit a flame.
I was
he lit a
so
flame
upset.
within
he
the party.
had them shook as fuck for the
Yeah,
longest
the thing
time.
is, I think they really dismissed him, and then they got to a place. They absolutely got to a place where in a backdoor room they were like, "Okay, we gotta
what
get
do you
rid of
want?
this guy.
Do you
Like,
want 2
yes.
vacation homes because you can have 2
Yeah.
vacation
Yeah,
homes?
yeah.
Do you want a second AARP account?
Hey.
Yes,
We
like
could
we'll,
hook it up.
we'll give you gold level.
Yeah,
Okay.
You're old as
he was.
fuck.
Yeah, he was definitely like either this was like the best bait and switch ever for him to hit like platinum status Democrat.
Yeah.
On the inside, or he really like he was going for it. And if I feel like if he would have shot more down ticket and like represented for the locals
Probably
more,
He tried a little bit, but I don't think that he had the kind of infrastructure necessary to do it.
right?
Yeah.
The sad fact is, if the DNC had just said, "Fuck Hillary Clinton," we're going with your boy, old man Sanders. Like I think he could have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously this would be
I
a
think he could have
significantly
beaten
less
Trump. I think he would have
meme-worthy-
beaten Trump.
Oh yeah, I think he
think-
would have beaten him.
The only thing though is that I think it would have been the second coming of Jimmy Carter, and it would have pissed off this country to the point where they would have elected Ted Cruz is what they would have fucking done in 2020.
Yeah.
Then it's more dead bodies in the Bay Area.
Right. Well,
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, it's tough,
I'm not
right?
mad
Because
about that.
I mean, maybe you're right because 6 million Democrats did stay home, and if those 6 million Democrats did show up for Bernie Sanders, that means they would have also showed
Because those 6 million Democrats know that Hillary Clinton's a piece of shit.
right. My point is,
I think a lot more Democrats knew that.
my
No,
point
they knew
is,
that.
They were just committed to it.
They were just anti-Trump.
my point is that if those 6 million Democrats showed up, they would have also showed up for the representatives and their senators too. So you know, whenever I make the point that Bernie Sanders winning a presidency would have been all right, you know, even with my economic leanings, which are far opposite of his, you know, having a Republican majority in the Senate and in the Congress,
Yeah.
and probably not in SCOTUS, but I don't know because if those 6 million Democrats showed up, it would have looked different.
I think it would have looked different, and I think that here's the thing: is that I think that it could be very dangerous for the political structure because they don't like uncertainty on either side of the aisle or the coin, whatever you want to call it. But I do believe that it would have been a second coming of Jimmy Carter, where people would have been highly motivated to vote in the extreme opposite.
Right.
On the next round.
Give me 2 more though, Rob.
I
TV
honestly,
personalities. I mean,
just
anybody.
liberal
Yeah, just liberals.
Aaron Sorkin.
Okay. Why?
I like his writing, and
Fair enough.
he writes pretty liberal for the most part. I think he just is a good writer in general. I always like the flow of his conversations. He's really good. Like he did West Wing, he did Newsroom.
I love The West Wing.
Jess and I are watching it right now, and we can't get enough.
It
I
is-
love
so
Newsroom.
It is one of my favorite
Same.
shows of all
I like
time.
Newsroom,
Yeah.
and you know he made Jeff
Bridges.
Yeah.
Nope,
He
that's not right.
No. No.
Goldblum. Nope.
No. That's
That one.
definitely
That
not
one was
right.
a setup.
Um,
I can't remember.
but he made him.
Dumb and Dumber guy.
Yeah, he made him even though he was conservative-ish on the show, he made it believable. You
Yeah,
know?
a lot of people. So
because
I have-
a lot of writers on the left will write Republicans,
Super
and they're just
dumb.
writing fucking caricatures.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm just like, this isn't your like political strip comic.
So it was a little bit of like a. Okay, I don't want to use this phrase, but I want to use this phrase.
Use the phrase.
Instead of, so we're gonna not speaking specifically about black people. It's like digital blackface, where he's Aaron Sorkin's a liberal, but he's creating a character that is conservative, so that he can say, "Oh, I'm speaking as
So
a
that he
conservative."
can use like all of his like favorite lines that he invented in the bathtub
right.
against this like fake character. Yeah, I
Right.
get it.
So he's like, it's in its own way. I get why it's frustrating, because it's like, oh yeah, you have a liberal writing about a conservative who's railing on other conservatives, and like the clown car of candidates that came out of the 2012 election
right.
for the Republicans. But granted, it was a fucking shit show. Like, they were a joke. The Tea Party and all that shit. Like,
See,
it was wild.
like, I like it rambunctious. I like it. Please put all your cards on the table. And that's why I really enjoyed the Republican race for the primary in 2015-16 is because fucking Lindsey Graham was in that shit. Okay, you know this was wild. Okay, when Miss Lindsay's running, he's over here serious as all hell in like the B-list debate. And
Right.
you know, he knows that this sucks for him, but he's giving it everything. I'm like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
You go, Lindsey Graham. Beautiful woman.
My only issue with it is it's good.
It's okay to be gay.
It's good. It's good
You and
television.
John McCain could have a beautiful life together.
Oh yeah, they could. Oh,
They already
little house in
do.
New Hampshire.
Yes. No, they're retiring to Connecticut. I've already pictured this.
Okay.
Wow.
So the clown car for me though, it's
Lindsey Graham is going to hold him.
We're
in
shipping
his-
politicians now. This is
in
what we're
his
doing.
in his
always.
in his in his final days. Okay, John McCain is in a bad place. Okay,
he needs help.
no, what he needs is for Lindsay to be able to be there to hold him on a beach in Connecticut, okay, or in like a forest in Connecticut, whatever the fuck they have, river beach.
River
they-
Beach in the middle of
yeah.
the forest. Sure. Whatever.
I think they're called shores.
I don't know what the fuck they're called. We don't have those here.
Oh, right. Anyway.
Give me one more.
Oh, man.
I can absolutely give you like 3 right now.
All right, give me 3 right now.
Okay, my favorite politician from the Democrats right now, so solid. I love Kirsten Gillibrand. I can't tell you exactly why, but she is like
She's a fucking firecracker, man.
but she's not. She is one of the most like, she's so calm. She believes that she's doing the right thing all the time, even if it doesn't come across that way. And I've disagreed with her plenty of times, but I love Kirsten Gillibrand. I think she is one of the most down to earth. I think if she ran to be president, I don't know what a primary would do to her. I don't know that she would do that well in a primary, but I think in a general election,
Yeah.
she would be amazing. She is a wonderful presence,
Yeah.
and she cares about things that I love Democrats for.
Yeah.
When it comes to criminal justice reform, she's spot on the money. When it comes to one of her biggest things being in the Senate has been sexual assault in the military.
Yeah.
And she's been big on that, but she still cares about the military. Like, she loves the military. So it's not like an assault on the military. It's just making sure the procedures are better.
Yeah. Next political liberal Democrat.
Kirsten Powers. Totally one of my favorite journalists. I love her. I think she's great. She's wonderfully spoken. She's incredibly intelligent. And she started at Fox and went to CNN. But years ago at Fox, she was one of the first people that was able to go toe-to-toe to Bill O'Reilly. And it was wonderful to see because she's brilliant and she's great. Following, I would put Tulsi Gabbard is probably my third. Sorry, I just smacked the mic. Is probably my third, but I like her a lot. I like her policy stances. I like her anti-war activism. I like her ability to be against interventionism, but still be willing to go into high conflict situations like you were talking about with Syria.
Yeah. Right.
And find the truth in them, to investigate it herself. Like, she for me is Padme Amidala. Like, she is Padme for me. Like, I like her a lot. She's really great, and I hope she continues in politics. I think she's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that was 3
That's
women. 3 women. Yeah, totally great, and I love all of them. If I could put an addendum on that and like add to it, I'll fill your slots.
Gross.
Wait, do you have a third?
No, just 2 slots.
You just have. Oh my god.
Third Democrat. He's talking about a third Democrat.
I
Yeah.
know.
You know.
I don't.
All right. Well, Johnny, take a fourth.
Alan Combs is. I loved him.
From Hannity and Combs?
Yes.
Crossfire?
R.I.P. R.I.P. But he is one of the most brilliant men.
He's like the droopy dog one, right? The sad one.
Yes. Very
I-
like, thin.
Yeah.
Alan Combs.
He can rile you up and you can disagree, but you have to admit that he is one of the most brilliant men that was ever in political journalism or editorial or commentary. Wonderful guy.
One of my favorite moments from Alan Combs was way back. I think this was in 2005, and he was debating. They had an evangelical, not an evangelical, like someone from like one of the like kind of cultish Christian denominations at the time, on the show, and this guy, and they were going at it, right? And this guy was just like yelling at Alan Combs, and he was like, "This is your God," and Alan Combs, as a Jewish man,
Right.
went ape shit.
And he really can. He can lose it.
And he went like, it was like that fool pulled out the Torah like in front of him, and he was like, "My God is the Lion like of the tribe of Judah," and he was like, "Don't you speak to my God!" Like, and I was like,
amazing.
"Oh my God!"
But he is brilliant, and he's so sharp.
He is.
He's
He
so
is
sharp.
So sharp.
One of the things, and it was, people cry about rock stars dying, and people are really sad about like when famous people like pass away. When Alan Combs passed away, one, I wasn't so sad because I knew that he had been suffering for a long time, but it broke my heart because one of the best things about Fox News Radio was having Alan Combs for like 2 to 3 hours, just shredding like those like hyper conservative arguments just to pieces. And it, I mean, for anybody who likes intellectual stimulation, it's hard to like find anything better than Alan Combs. Totally brilliant. I love him. I wish I could put him in my top 3, but Tulsi Gabbard took that slot. He's
Yeah.
definitely an asterisk for me. I love him. I admired him. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything about it.
He's great, and he was quite the fireball. While maintaining that kind of intellectual strength when he went full Hadouken.
Yeah. Hadouken. Wait, what does that word actually mean? Do we know? Do you know?
No.
You're racist.
Would it be called a Hadouken?
Hadouken. Hadoken. It's actually spelled Hadoken. 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 Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, he was great. He is an intellectual powerhouse, and that's a good asterisk. I'm fine with that.
I wish I could put him in my top 3, but I already listed it, and I'm totally fine with that. I'm putting him in your top 3.
All right, yeah.
Slipping into your
I love Alan
DMs.
Combs. Alan Combs, obviously. Come on, number 3.
Yeah,
Fuck
there you
Tulsi
go.
Gabbard.
Oh wow.
Dick.
Wow.
Hadouken means wave motion fist.
Wave motion fist.
Yeah,
Is that like a Kamehameha?
it is not as good as a Kamehameha.
It's very different.
You can
Thank
tell
you.
by how long it takes to charge one.
Gotcha.
Hadouken, then Kamehameha.
Because I think
then
you can
the
get a
Spirit
Hadouken in
Bomb.
like one segment, but a Kamehameha definitely takes like 2
It depends on
episodes.
which Hadouken.
Yeah.
Well, this is gonna get really nerdy.
Yeah, strong punch versus light
Well,
punch.
and also
We're already
like
there?
the super
Is it
Hadouken,
the
like the
EX?
Shinku Hadouken. You know,
Nah,
like,
I didn't know the words.
yeah, where it's like it's like a super powerful one. Like
Go
it's-
ahead,
it's
Sean.
a
Let
super
your stripes fly.
fair. Yeah,
That's right. Put them out there.
And it takes it's
I
not
was-
it's not like a Kamehameha where they're doing it for like 20 episodes, right? But it's just like instead of just like
Fucking huge.
Hadouken,
Yeah,
it's like
the-
Shingu.
all the way across the
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah, and it's a bit. Yeah, it takes up the
Yeah,
whole screen.
it's like a big old
Just-
beam.
Just block.
Yeah.
Don't do anything about it.
Don't feel bad. I was literally just watching like a 20-minute video on great like competitive video gaming moments.
That's a thing,
Oh,
man.
it's so good.
It's a fucking thing.
I gotta send you the video.
You know,
Somebody
I was
should
gonna
send
make
me
fun.
that.
I was gonna make fun of that, but I remember. God, memes are so good. Thank God for memes. But I remember a meme of like a dad like yelling at his kid for watching other players play video games on the internet while he was watching sports. And I was like, "Damn it, you right."
Yeah.
Okay.
So true.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I will say the best thing about those like gameplay videos is that I've never gotten through any of my PlayStation games faster than having like a cheat sheet next to me on the computer, and I'm like, wait. Aha,
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah, that's
So
the best part.
I'm with you.
The best part of video games is the community.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't fucking talk to these people.
I mean,
No,
I'll
They
give-
make
no,
so
no, no,
much
no. Just
fucking
I'll
money.
give 'em a
just
like.
reading the stuff they wrote before.
Yeah.
You don't have to make friends.
They make so much fucking money now. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah,
That one,
millions.
yeah, millions. That one Twitch streamer who makes like 500,000 a month.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they make thousands. They make hand over fist.
How?
They make so much money. Voyeurism, man. Come on.
I'm about to get breast implants.
It's a dude.
Same.
With breast implants.
I'm
It's
doing
not a
this.
dude with breast
It's
implants.
not. No, it's
I'm
It would
doing
sell,
this.
though.
I don't care what my dad would say about it. I'm doing this. It's about money. He'll support it.
Here's the thing: if you're good at something, people will pay to watch you do it.
Yeah. There's an entertainment factor to it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, a lot of them have crazy personalities. If they're not
Screw it,
super good
that's
at the
it.
game,
Next episode,
they're
we're gonna play video.
ridiculous people.
We're just gonna play video games the whole time. We'll just record that.
just live stream it.
Yep.
no, I don't like losing.
You can play like a different game. We don't have to play against each other. We'll all play together on the
Can
same
we play
team.
Connect 4 on the next episode?
100% down.
Totally ready for it. I'm great. Wait, what else is happening? Oh, I have a thing. Trump's approval rating hit 51%, according to Rasmussen today.
Up or down?
51% total.
What was
Up.
it before?
It was in the low 40s, low to mid 40s.
Oh wow, he's doing great.
So, apparently those Trump Democrats that pulled through in the last election are coming back around. The less he talks about social issues, apparently these guys are on board. And you know what? I don't think he's going to stick to it. I think it's going to fluctuate, but that's a pretty awkward place to put Democrats in going into the 2018 elections. That
He's
were,
like, I mean, I don't even know how long he's gonna stay. He's like a moth in a room full of lights.
No, I know, and he'll fuck himself in the ass like in 2.5 minutes. But
Yeah, just give it till tomorrow.
but the fact that even the press is reporting mild like victory steps when it comes to this little trade war that he's trying to start. China's doing tariffs now that we're doing tariffs, and we just put tariffs on like what is it, 106 things from China.
Yeah.
And China did like the same in reverse, and so like, but it's kind of going back and forth. But China's holding on to U.S. Treasury bonds. So how hard are they committing to this? Because they have all of our debt.
I don't honestly. I don't think it's that high yet. I don't think they're even close to calling in that.
No,
They're
it's
gonna
just-
save that for way later for something way more important.
But no, they're holding on to them like firm. They're like, these are ours, and it's just like a commitment to like holding on to those bonds. And I don't know, somebody a lot more like in depth on that would have to like explain that to me. But it seems like China's just playing the game that Trump is creating.
Absolutely, it's moves and counter moves. They're not doing this. They're only reacting.
So is this the first time in history that you could actually win a trade war?
No one wins a trade
If
war.
Trump does this, I swear to God, I'm gonna throw a bottle or something. I'm so mad because
At this point, I don't know
Theoretically, you are not supposed to be able to win a trade war, but Trump seems to be getting to the point where he's got the momentum on this, and China's just like, fuck, what do we do? Because even leftist rags on the internet, these fucking, I don't know, CNN, whatever, are just like, nobody's challenged China like this, and China's actually a little shook.
Maybe it's just a waking giant sort of thing. All they have to do is call in our debt.
Okay, but Britain owns the vast majority of our debt, don't they?
Can we? Here's the thing: can we pay China? Can we pay off China?
We can. We pay those bonds back.
And how much is that?
I don't know.
Exactly. We're just printing more money at that point, aren't we?
Yeah, but if it
I don't think
puts-
anyone wins by like continuing a trade war.
Well, I don't think it's about winning. I think it's about getting concessions. And if China's willing to back down or at least be thrown off footing,
Yeah.
because it doesn't look like China's losing anything. It just looks like they're like, ah, shit, I don't know what to do.
Right.
Which means that they're like a little off step because what do you do when the U.S. actually calls in like, hey, fuck you? What do you actually do? Do you square up?
Right. If you're not prepared for it. I mean, is this kind of tantamount to what Nixon was like? Where he came in with that like
I don't know, I wasn't
against
We look at Nixon in like 2020 vision, so it becomes really hard. But people forget that Nixon was seen as the hero of the American institution. He
Right.
pulled troops back from Vietnam. He established diplomatic trade. People forget this.
Yeah.
He
Because
established.
they were trying to like get everything they wanted before Nixon reached the Oval Office, because they knew once he'd get there, the shit was going belly up. Like, oh no, we're not going to get what we want from America now that Nixon's in power.
Well, they weren't even talking to us. We were isolated from China. The People's Republic of China was isolated from us. And people, like, this is one of those things. We look at history in reverse and we're like, oh, well, obviously we should take that course.
Right.
But people forget that at the time, Nixon talking to China was very controversial. Even talking to them and visiting them was very controversial. He did it. It was a wild success. Both countries prospered for like 2 generations now. People forget that Nixon was seen as the savior of the American spirit by pulling troops home from Vietnam.
Right.
He just brought them home, and it has taken the same amount of time, 2 generations, for Vietnam to come around to being an economic ally of the United States.
Yeah.
But it's good that they are. That's what's important, is that eventually we can have these conversations.
Right.
But Trump's kind of got China like off their footing here because they're used to a very appeasing style of politics.
I gotta go.
So, I mean, I don't know. It's very interesting. Trump's numbers are up, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say about that.
Like, that'll be really fun to watch. It'll be really interesting.
I think the sparring is more interesting because it's not having any effect on prices, I don't think.
Right.
It is having it's creating volatility in the market, though. It's
Yeah,
been
but
jumping up and dropping like every day. It's way up, it's way down, hundreds of points.
But the market's rallied at the end of yesterday. They were like, oh, okay, well, the manufacturing sector is hiring better than ever before. We got an incredible jobs report from the month of March that just came out, and they were like, well, shit, I don't know, like maybe this is fine.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it's going to take a little more time.
I think this is more interesting.
Yeah.
I think this is very interesting. The fact that Trump's willing to go toe to toe and that China doesn't know really how to respond to it. I think that's a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, I want to thank everyone first I want to thank Rob for coming back.
Thanks, Daddy.
It's a blast to have you
Other
every
daddy.
time. Yeah.
Real daddy.
Papa Bear.
Yeah.
Papa Bear, there you go.
And I want to thank everyone for listening to Boozed and Bothered. Just a quick reminder, if you guys like the show, please, we encourage you to please review us on iTunes, on Google Play, on whatever platform you're listening to us on. Give us a review. Drop us some comments, whether it be on...
We'll respond.
Yeah, we will respond, whether it be on Medium, Facebook, Twitter. We will... we've got a lot of stuff in the works that we'll be announcing soon. Anyway, you can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube, and now on Pippa, who is now hosting our podcast, Pippa.io.
And they're great.
And they're absolutely wonderful. Shout out to them. Free plug. So
Yeah, everyone, we thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you all next week. My name is Sean. I am your co-host and producer.
I'm Jonathan. I'm your host.
And Robert, friend of the show.
See you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.